Good morning and happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to an incredibly hot and extreme weather summer. Hopefully, you are doing great in your world. Let me know where you're watching this from. I would love to meet you and be sure to put in taco because we are all about taco and coffee. So, if you love taco, you're already one of my people. I don't know about you, but as a coach, a lot of time I struggle with coming up with ideas of what to talk about. You may think that Michelle, you looks like you are like a walking library and you can just pull up any file and you would be able to talk about anything in any time, any moment. How do you do that? Well, honestly, I was really struggling with coming up with things to say. What do I talk about today? And that was my biggest challenge when I first became a coach. So if you are here and you're joining me live, give me a heart, give me a heart to support me because it took me a long time to actually knowing what I need to talk about, what I want to talk about, and what actually would be something that remotely be interested to my audience. Today I'm excited because I have this guy, he's in the backstage. I love the fact that I can hold them hostage, not bring them onto the show until I'm ready. So I can talk a lot of different things about them before I bring them onto the show. So RC, I know you're smiling, so just hang on tight. Hang on tight. We're gonna have a good time. I have RC Clark today with me. He is on a mission to spread good ideas, to outshine negativity, open mind, and eradicate fear. I love the part about fear because there's a lot of fear that's going on in our world. And since uh, that's not let's not talk about the name. He helps coaches to do the same by showing them how to create charismatic content that connects to their dream clients, inspire them to work with them. When RC isn't holed away in his apartment speaking live, chatting with clients, or editing video, he likes to take 5 minutes walk down history to lay on Copacabana Copacabana Beach. So kind of just gave you away where he is located right now. So I don't want to take too much time because I want to pick his brain about how to create content so you don't get stuck thinking about what do I write about next or what do I go live to talk about. So if you're watching this, again, drop me a heart and let me know that you're here and put it into the comment taco because we're going to have taco and coffee. All right, RC, you are on. How did you feel about
Woo!
how do you feel about me holding you hostage in the backstage?
I felt pretty good about it. I think it was fun to be back there and having you introduce this lovely show. I loved your intro. I loved the way you did it. I loved the music. It was so fun watching that whole thing, being back here, like super professional, inspired me for how I'm going to be doing my show better and better in the future. And it was hilarious watching you try to say Copacabana because you had it. You were there at the end. You got it.
Right? It's like so mouthful. And then I completely ignore your favorite drink because I
Ah,
don't know how to pronounce it. So why don't you tell us your favorite drink?
It's a caipirinha. So it is the staple mixed alcoholic beverage here in Brazil, and it's very simple. It's cachaça, sugarcane alcohol, sugar, and limes. Take the sugar, limes, smash it up, add a bunch of cachaça, and you have this refreshing, delicious drink that is my favorite thing to drink on the beach, at a party, whatever. Highly recommended.
So tell us where you located right now.
So I am in Rio de Janeiro. I'm right next to Copacabana Beach. It's one of the most famous beaches in the world, absolutely in Rio. Um, and it's great. I mean, I actually had a vision of this place where I'm living right now when I started, my coaching business. It took about a year to get things kind of sorted. And then after another half year or so, I had this vision of where I was going to go. It's been my mission to travel the world and to spread good ideas. And my mother is from here, from Rio, so I have a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins. And things weren't quite set, and I had to set up this business to make it sustainable so that I could travel. And so I had a vision in my head for about 8 months. And before I would go to bed every night, I would sit on the side of my bed and visualize what it would be like to be living here in Rio. And one of the visions was I don't know why I created this scenario, but it was I go out to my window and I look down on the street and I see my neighbors and people, and there's restaurants and bars there. It's not like a super busy street, but there's people walking and some cars driving. And then I look to my left and there is the beach. Like I can see it. I can see the ocean. And so when I moved into this apartment, there were some other things that like some like Egyptian symbols and things that I saw like, wow, this is kind of interesting. And then I walked out to my window right here and I look down and there's the street and I look left and there's the ocean. And I was like, wow, like this is it. Like I created this, I'm here. So it's just been a really amazing experience being here, living this life.
I love the fact that you said you had a vision. And I think, for a lot of people, it's about that vision, right? So a lot of time as coaches, we get into the mode of, hey, we need to set up a vision. We need to set up your goals. But like a lot of people don't actually take the vision into that next step and say, oh, you know what? I have this vision. I'm going to go check out Copa,
Copacabana,
Copacabana.
Copacabana. See.
Copacabana. They don't take that extra step, but you did. Like, what made you to like actually think I don't want to just have this vision. I actually want to have it.
I mean, I needed this drive to be an entrepreneur, to do work that I absolutely love every day, living a life with no compromise, like knowing that this life is for me, that everything that I put my mind to and that I want, it's not that everything I want I can have, but everything that I want I can go after, and I'll have everything that I need. It's just a part of my belief system, and it's a part of the way that I know that the universe and how God works is that where we put our thinking and our intention, that is what comes. Literally, it's a one-to-one relationship between the things that you're focusing on and thinking and what becomes attracted into your life. Whether that's the energy you want to feel in your body, the places that you want to go, it just makes sense. And the more that you believe that is the case, and it's all about believing in this principle and knowing that when you know that it's true, then it will happen. And as you practice it more and more, you see these things come into your life that you want to bring. You see, your energy change, the way you approach people, the way that you feel about yourself. All those things are practice. It's not a mystery. It's you think about the way you want to feel and how you want to see things, and that is what comes.
Mm-hmm. So let's dial back a little bit. Before you had this vision, what were you doing before?
Yeah, it's all really come full circle. I guess when I was in college as a sophomore, I had this just walking on this rainy, I grew up in Seattle area, and it's this rainy day in this red brick area of my campus, thinking about what I wanted to do as a sophomore in college. And this kind of inspiration struck me, this idea, these words, thinking about what to do, and it was spread good ideas. And that's just what came to me as I was thinking about what I should do with my life. And then I thought, okay, marketing, business school, always interested in that. Marketing is spreading ideas. I'll use this for good. I'll spread good ideas. Then I got an internship at the volunteer center in town, started doing marketing things. One of my best friends, he was a video production guy. So we got together, we made videos for the volunteer center. And then we started a video production company doing festivals and weddings and then business style stuff. Had a company for a couple years, did okay. They decided they wanted to quit. And then I was left like, what do I do? I was living with my parents at the time. We weren't making money. So, okay, save on rent and be there. And then I started working in a grocery store as a checker. And I worked there thinking I was going to get out in maybe 6 months. Like, okay, I'll figure something out. I was applying for jobs like freelance writing, full-time jobs at nonprofits as a marketer and stuff. Thought I was going to leave in 6 months. It ended up taking me almost a couple years of this discovery of what I was going to do, starting my coaching business, and then making it work to get here. So it's always been about marketing. It's always been about writing, visual, video, and this is something. It's about the mission, or where I was leading, the cause of all this. It's all been because of this mission to spread good ideas, and that is the most important principle, I think, of anything, of anyone's life that you could have. Is you got to have that North Star, that mission that you revolve everything around, because then there's no mystery in what you should do with your life, what you should focus your time studying on, where you should direct your energy. So from college, the marketing, the video, even being in the grocery store, so I could communicate with all different types of people from all walks of life, and I could learn how to love and understand different people. It all stemmed from that mission.
Yeah. I love how you brought up the whole picture about mission and just spreading the good idea. It reminds me of the, like, I'm sure his name got mentioned so many freaking times. Simon Sinek, right? Everything start with the why. And it sounds to me that your why in marketing, it's not about promotion. And I think it's a very it's almost like a belief that a lot of people have when they hear marketing is about how to promote my business. It's about how to sell, how to close a sale, how to make people buy my stuff. But what I'm hearing from your perspective, your mission in marketing, it's not about promoting. It's not about like selling people a product. Yes, that would be great at the end of the day, but your mission in doing the marketing is just to spread good idea.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it comes from that higher place, that higher level. And that's where this whole like charismatic marketing thing comes in. I mean, really, my main mission is to help people love themselves more, to feel really good about who they are, be able to focus on what they love to do, what they love about themselves, and being able to live the life that they want to live, so that, in turn, you can do those things, and and that of course helps others. Like the way you help yourself the most is through helping other people and doing things like running your business, or just being happy about who you are. All those things stem from that. So yeah, marketing is just this way. All the things that I'm learning about marketing, and it is all that. It's the content creation, being a great speaker. When I was doing video, I was interviewing people, so how to ask great questions, how to be a great listener, how to sell, how to write copy. All of those things are a vehicle so that I can continue to figure out how to create some kind of organization, connect with other people that have organizations, and spread this message of us being able to love ourselves and be grateful for what we have, and in turn just make everyone else around us feel good. And like, that's why I think what I'm doing is so powerful, and that's why I see what you're doing is so powerful too. You have these greater missions to help people and help the world and spread your love, and that's why our message, I think, resonates with a lot of people, and why we're gonna continue to be able to go so far, whereas maybe others, not that there's anything wrong with what anyone else is doing, but I think most people just are thinking very short term and think very narrowly, yes, about what marketing is, about what connection is. And yeah, nothing wrong with it, but the higher you can go, I think the more effective you can be with this stuff.
I totally agree. And interestingly, because I know a lot of people in my group, they're interested to hear more about the word charismatic. What makes it charismatic? What is your definition of charisma?
So charisma for me is all about being able to inspire devotion in other people. That is like the literal definition, but it's this ability to connect with anyone, be able to make other people feel good about themselves, being able to be someone that other people love to be around, that other people love to talk to, other people love to engage with, other people love to listen to. So it's this ability to be a leader that can share good ideas, and who other people are very receptive to, who other people want to follow. And in the marketing sense, it's about creating a community where you are this kind of charismatic leader, like this kind of person that people love to be around and talk to and interact with, and they want to come back to experience you and your content, see your shows, read your posts, and learn from you because of what you're doing is so great. I mean, the information you're giving, the value you're giving is so great, but just because you're a great person to be around, like people feel uplifted by you. You know, people feel fulfilled. They feel full around you. So it's this brand or this idea of marketing of not just putting out how to be a better marketer, but how to lead a movement and be that kind of person on the speaking level, the writing level, and all those kind of spheres.
What makes someone charismatic? Like, so we talked about a lot of the quality of why you would want to be charismatic, because the content that you put out, the video that you put out, people are naturally attracted to you, right? But how do I do that in the writing style, for example? Like, I know a lot of coaches are trying to create content, they're trying to write, they're trying to most of them are not copywriter and they have no experience in copywriting. So how do I bring that into my writing the way that I write?
Storytelling is the best way. It's all about storytelling. Um, it's in your life. I mean, I think there's three great ways to pull stories. Like the first one is just from your life and your life experiences. It's seeing the metaphors of what is happening to you and being able to link that to what you teach in your content, how you help your clients. Stories from other people, or stories from your clients too. So you're talking to your clients all the time, and it's as simple as, I was talking to my client the other day and they were experiencing this. And the other is just from like resources that you have around you. Like one of my favorite ways if I'm feeling stuck is just to open one of my books. I've got all these books around me. You can literally open up to almost any chapter, read an idea, and then you can create a post off of that. And you're going to be able to create an original thought, an original piece of content, because you're just basing it off of one idea and just talking about what you think. And I think maybe the next best way, and it's a little bit of a reverse, but well, at least there's the idea of marketing that you should always talk about you. You should talk about I mean talk about the other person. It's all about the other person, and always talking about what they are going through, what they're experiencing. And that's really true, and that's a great way. And that is great, but you also got to talk about you. Like what do I want? What do I think? What do I feel about the world? What do I feel about the industry? What's something that I experienced today that I like or that I dislike? So this is the whole thing, is people get stuck on either end of this. Either there's a lot of coaches that just talk about me, like they're telling their stories and sharing their food and all that stuff, but they don't know how to bring it all together into this lesson. They don't know how to sell that, basically bring their story into a way that people can understand how you can help them. It's like, why'd you tell that story? Well, because it's relevant to the way that I can help you as a coach. And then there's where the you comes in. It's like, you're going to get this kind of value. I told you this story for a reason, because it's a metaphor for the way that something that you need to learn. And hey, if you want to learn about this because you were inspired by this post, I'm the kind of person that can help you do that. So it's a balance, but it's definitely something that needs to be done if you actually want to build a business from social media and not just be an influencer that's living off of likes and comments.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lot of people's struggle, is that they're trying to grow their follower, they're trying to grow their social media following, but they're not sure like exactly what to post. And one of the common frustration that I hear from a lot of the coaches in my community is that they don't, like, most of them come off on a very high level. They have big hearts and they want to help others, so they don't want to sound like it's all about they wanted to present it so that it's actually about the other person. But the problem is that a lot of time they don't know what the other person is going through. And what with your experience, I think what really interested me is that the fact that you spend years in grocery store. And I don't know about you, but I love people watching. And the good thing about people watching is that you get to observe their everyday life. You get into observing, what is it that they do? How do they respond to something? And what is it that they're looking for on a daily basis? So you kind of tap into their head. And sometimes I catch myself in those mode where I am in their life. I'm thinking, oh, this person is sweeping the street. What is going on in his mind? Like, what is going on in the street sweeper's mind, as he go home? What is he looking for? What does he struggle? So I kind of imagine myself in that person's shoes, and that gave me a lot of room to like come back to my drawing board and write down some stuff and think about what is it that my audience are going through. Do you find that in grocery store?
Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting because I think it goes definitely goes two ways. Like one on, so I work with a lot of coaches who are executive coaches, and they have specific situations that they go through, or at least, so yeah, so they're an executive coach. They're helping someone who is a leader in an organization. Now, this leader in an organization, they're not just trying to be um, better communicators. They're not just trying to grow their team, but maybe this coach is trying to help a leader who, they're in the boardroom and they wish that they could have been the person that raised their hand to speak up instead of always seeing like their coworkers do it. Or, they wish they could be the kind of leader that once the board meeting is over, that person comes up and invites them to the party rather than everybody else getting invited to the party and not them. They feel like they're walking around their company with a target on their back because there's this new generation of people coming in and ideas of leadership that they don't quite understand. So like there's that level of being able to understand your ideal client and exactly what they're going through. And yes, you have to put yourself in their shoes and get really specific down to the detail of what they're thinking. But what the grocery store taught me too is that, I talk to people who like are rich and poor and men and women and look mean or look nice. And the outer appearance is no indication of how they're going to treat me or the experience that I'm going to have with them. Like there's so many people who would come up with a scowl on their face, and then we end up having a really nice conversation. And the reason comes down to you as the individual being able to be someone who is non-judgmental, like being able to be a kind of light energy that no matter if someone is coming to you like really, really excited and happy, or really, really mad and sad, or has this kind of skin or this kind of gender or whatever it is, like being able to be in the state of non-judgment and just receive them as they are and express yourself in a way that's like just very authentic to you. And it's not really based on who they are so much. It's based on like what you think and what you feel. So, and I think that also this comes from this idea of this brother-sister mindset that I described. If you're nervous around someone, if you're nervous around saying something in content, I guess, if you're nervous around reaching out to someone to be on a podcast, if you're standing in line at the grocery store and you feel uncomfortable being in a place you've never been before, well, how would you feel if this person were your brother? How would you feel if you were reaching out to this person as a sister? The whole dynamic would change of the way that you feel and the way that you talk to them. And I think that's also the approach of how you should reach out to people on social media, how you should write content, how you should express yourself, is getting rid of that fear, that judgment of yourself and of others, and really just try to feel like you're in this safe space by seeing others as family. So kind of like went around there.
So which brings me to my next question, right? Because one of the things that you have on your on your profile, on your LinkedIn profile, is how to create these charismatic content so that that makes you your market messiah. What does that mean, market messiah?
So it's like being your like the one, like in the market that you have, like you are that one person to save, to finally there's this person who I can connect with, like finally this person is speaking my language, like finally they resonate with what I'm going through, with what I'm thinking, they're saying these things that are on my mind, they're offering this path, they're offering a solution for me to get rid of my fears and anxieties, these problems I'm having as a coach, connecting to clients, creating content. Like this person is the one for me that I want to follow, that I want to learn from. And it's important because there's just so many coaches that really look and sound very similar and sound the same. And so being that messiah is uncovering, like bringing out what makes you unique, what makes you superior, and being able to match you to this portion of the market, this portion of people, of followers out there that you can help the most, that you need the most. It's not about being the person for everyone. You know, all of the great teachers, sages, whatever people we have in modern day, they're not for everyone, but they stand for something. And it's very clear what they stand for and what their ideas are. So you as a marketer, you as a coach need to be that same kind of person. You need to stand for something and connect to those people that you can help the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you stand for?
For freedom, absolutely. For freedom, for connection. I think I just stand for me. I stand for like really, like I want to be able to express and like be me as much as I possibly can. You know, I stand for not, maybe I'm like an anti-stander, in how like I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. Like, you know, I stand for really following your heart and for going against what everyone else is doing and really analyzing. You know, I stand for questioning. I stand for love, most importantly. You know, I think that the more you can love yourself, the more you can love other people, and the more you can say no to the things that you don't believe in. I mean, I think that it all stands for that. It all stands for freedom and self-love, because that gives you the best possible options.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes everyone else around you and everyone else in the whole world happiest. Like when you can really feel fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talk a lot about like how to be unique, how to be different and stand out, being your market's messiah. So I know a lot of coaches are struggling to finding that unique style. Like, what would be one tip that you might be able to share with them on like today? This is how you find your uniqueness.
It's to take your process. You got to figure out what your process is. Like, what is unique about what you do? And what can you do that's better than everyone else? So really, like you gotta talk to your clients or look at the process, whatever that process is that you walk through clients with, and be able to put that into some kind of name, some kind of intellectual property, say, like put a name to your process and be able to articulate what that process is and how it's different, so that when you're talking to someone like in your content as a coach, you're not just saying that you're going to help someone be a better communicator, but that your unique, your like Michelle Maven communication technique or like process. Like, yeah, I help clients go from feeling like afraid of sales to being completely in love with sales and getting a new sale every week through my Michelle Maven communication process. And what I do, and that's kind of like your key, your cornerstone for what you do. And then when you can talk to someone on a sales call, then you can articulate, you know, what exactly that process is and what the benefits are, and how that works when you work with someone. But you got to differentiate yourself through what that unique process is. There's a thing. It's called the Big Three. Big Three. It's like a very kind of useful tool that I walk through, with all of my clients, people that I work with. Your Big Three. It's your why, your unique mechanism, and your unique selling proposition. So your big why. This is like your big idea. What is it that you see about the world? What is it that you see about the industry, about what you do, that is different? What is the big problem that you see out there? And then what is the big idea solution that you have to fixing this big problem? So it's not just that I help people do this. It's, okay, you're articulating what is this big idea? What's the big problem out there? And then you have a unique solution to what that problem is. And then you bridge that with your unique mechanism, which is what I just talked about. It's this, okay, what is your unique process? What is the name of your unique process that you help people go from the big idea problem to the big idea solution with your unique process? And then you come up with what's your unique selling proposition? Like, what exactly is someone going to get when they work with you? Once they achieve that result with your unique mechanism, what are they actually going to get? They're not just going to be a more effective communicator, but they're going to be able to, speak through their content and speak in sales calls, in such a way that they can finally build this community of dream clients, and they can make more sales in their business, and they can have freedom. They can save 20 hours a week. Whatever that actual result is, you got to articulate that so that when someone sees your profile, they know exactly what you do, how you do it, and what that result is going to be.
Yeah.
But
I love it. I love it. You gave us three, so I'm gonna make sure I put that in the episode note, because those are very valuable. As you're talking about it, I'm thinking my own process, right? So I describe myself as someone who's kind of like the tough love person. I'm going to push you off the cliff, but I'm gonna hold on to your hand, and we're gonna brave your brand together.
Nice.
So by the time you finish, right, you're out there, you're courageously talking about your business, you're courageously doing on the sales call, you're courageously putting out the live videos and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I love it. How does coaches find you to work with you? Like, how do you work with clients?
Definitely my profile, all my best stuff is there. But that process I just described, that's it's an intensive I do called the Market Messiah Intensive. And yeah, if you could drop that in the show notes, that'd be great, because that is the best. Before I work with anyone on anything when it comes to content or sales, charisma, it's I require them to go through this intensive and figure out their big three, because that is what gives you clarity on your avatar, clarity on your messaging, and then you can finally be differentiated and take forward all the steps for that. But so that would be the best way. And I love being on LinkedIn. I love creating content, doing some shows together, lives. I've got a live show. It's just so much fun creating, so much fun talking. This is my favorite thing to do, is to go on shows like this. So thanks for inviting me, Michelle. It's good.
Of course. Before I let you go, I got some rapid firing questions for you. You ready?
Okay, ready.
This is the fun part about the interview, right? So you ready?
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot. All right. What is one food that you would never want to give up?
Food. Beer.
What, beer? Beer is not food. Okay, I'll give you carb.
Okay, well, let's see. Feijoada, black beans and rice.
Okay.
Never give that up.
What time of the day are you most inspired?
8 p.m.
Interesting. What was the last word that you had to look up to see what it means?
It's definitely a word in Portuguese. So let's see. It could have been, I think, crocante. Crocante. There's this candy. It's a chocolate. It's called crocante, and it means crunchy.
Crunchy. I like
Crunchy.
that.
Yeah.
If you had to give someone a book you've read, which book would it be?
A Course in Miracles.
Oh, I love that book. Highly recommend. Yes. High five. This is why you and I click. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
right. So the next question, it's actually coming out from one of my favorite books, The Little Prince. There's a scene towards the end of the book. The fox that was helping the little prince to see his love for the flower. That what makes the flower really unique to him. The fox had told the little prince a very simple secret. And the fox said, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eyes." What do you believe is essential but invisible to the eyes?
Your mission,
Mission.
your mission. And it's not like it has to be a clear thing. Mine was just to they spread good ideas. That's not a very clear, concrete thing, but it's directed everything I do in my life. So I think it's not something you can come up with right away. Maybe mine just struck me, but find out what that is, and latch on to it. And I think that's the most important thing.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
Thank you so much, RC.
Yeah,
Again, ladies and
for sure.
gentlemen, you can find him and connect with him at LinkedIn profile RC Clark 4, and go follow him. Check him out. He's really cool. Really cool guy that I follow watching the live.
Thanks, Michelle. Yes, appreciate it. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to put you to the backstage.
Okay. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. All right, ladies, hopefully you had a great time and you learned 3 things that RC has shared on how to create your content. Very important. Find out your why, know what problem you're solving, and what is the unique bridge that you can help them to resolve this. What is your signature? What is your offer? What is your value proposition? So, those are the 3 things that RC has shared with us. Hopefully you found values in watching this show, and I would love for you to put it into the comment. What have you learned from today's episode? And I will see you again next week. Bye, everyone.